Yeah, they see me on top and they get mad cause they can't top me. Got me running up the skull when they even matter cause they can't stop me. Yeah, they see I'm trying to watch me and they trying to copy and it's looking sloppy. Yeah, we about to get it poppin', talking non-stop, can I get a copy? Yeah, they see me on top and they getting mad cause they can't top me. Got me running up the skull when they... Make money, make money, make money, then you take money, take money, take money.
Hello and welcome back to KSB TV YouTube channel. I'm your host, BlaKc HEXican. I have an exciting stream for us today. So let me give you a little bit of backstory because, you know, a lot of my guests are known people in the HEX community. And today, this person is a person in crypto, but not someone that is in the HEX community. So when I first found crypto Twitter, right? You're looking around, you're trying to see who's out there, people that you can relate to, right? Wasn't seeing a whole lot of women, especially not seeing any Black women, African-American women. So when I saw this influencer, this Twitter content creator, I was like, wow, who is this lady? I mean, over 40,000 followers, constantly talking about crypto, talking about Ethereum, talking about market conditions. And I was just thoroughly impressed. So I reached out and I said, hey, I would love to have you on the stream. This conversation doesn't have to be about HEX. This conversation can just be about women in crypto. And so today, I'm not going to hold her in the back any longer. We have Miss Brenda. How are you doing?
Hi there. How are you, ma'am?
I'm doing great. AKA Mom.
Yes, AKA Crypto Mom.
That is great. I'm so thankful that you are able to be here with me today. I've been looking forward to meeting you. I've been following you on social media for a long time. So I was just interested to learn from you and find out a little bit more about your story.
I really appreciate that. Thanks for inviting me. I gotta tell you my backstory on HEX.
yeah. Let's go ahead and break the ice because you have been a little critical. On HEX.
So I did do a sacrifice last. I think it was maybe 2021
for post chain.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the platform. My nephew is diehard HEX, you know. Yeah. So he was like, Auntie, I know you're so into Bitcoin and Ethereum and stuff, you know, and you're really picky about what communities you join. So he said, you gotta check the best community out there is, you know, it's HEX, it's Pulse, it's, you know, you gotta do that. And I did it for him. I did it because of my nephew. So yeah.
So we know that you sacrificed a little for post chain, but it's not here yet. So I can understand.
Yeah, it's not there yet. And sorry to cut you. Go ahead.
No, I could understand how that could make you a little critical. But I've heard you speak a little bit about the HEX community, right? And how loud we can be.
Oh, girl, you and the other community, Cardano and HEX. Oh my God, the diehard communities.
Isn't that a good thing though?
No, we need that in this space. We need that. We do, and it's good to see people of color, minorities, women going hard, because for almost 11, 12, 13 years, every time we had about crypto, it was associated with crypto bros, you know, just, you know, typical white male in crypto, the ones with money that came in early in the 2008, 2009, 2009, 2010. It was very hard to find women. And if you did, the women, like the crypto queen, was associated with scams. So you just didn't want to be associated with crypto as a person of color, especially since it was, you know, like, okay, this is not a good place to be in. But yeah, so to go back to your question, you asked me my background.
Yes.
Okay. So I've been in banking for the last almost 2 decades. I've been a mortgage underwriter. I've been a closer in the mortgage department. I have been I had, before even getting into banking, I was my own mortgage company. I had my full-blown mortgage company, title company. I had people working under me until we went out of business in 2008 with the market crash. So this is what's happening now is all too familiar to me, because in 2008 I was slam dunk in the crisis. My mortgage company was one of the ones who got impacted, because we had a lot of our mortgage backed securities were with mortgage companies, IndyMark, the ones that really got messed up. But my background is from real estate, mortgage, finance, and my daughter was telling me every time I don't know. Most people who have teenage kids or grown kids know that when they go to college, they act like they know better than you. So that
Yeah.
was my daughter.
Yeah.
She's like, Mom, you're about to lose your job. And I'm like, why? They're like, oh, it's blockchain technology. It's going to take your job. So that's what made me get into the space.
Okay. Then when did you first like dive into crypto, make that first purchase, and really start to believe in this ecosystem?
Believe it or not, so I tried when 2010 came around, and I was seeing my pastor called me, and he's like, "Oh, have you heard?" Because he knows I'm up to speed with new technologies. Like, have you heard of Bitcoin? And I was like, yeah, but let me not advise you to get any. And my pastor was like, oh man, someone's calling me for a meetup. We gotta have this meetup. I want to invite you. But see, I was in banking at that. I had decided to go, to banking, and I didn't buy Bitcoin when my pastor, everybody was hyped. Fast forward 2017, it went down again, and I'm like, oh my God, this is the best time. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. And then the bank says, oh, crypto is used. When you do trainings in the bank, they usually tell you it's used for illicit affairs, or money laundering, whatever. They say that to scare people. But anyway, they scared me. They got me. 2017, my daughter's like, Mom, listen, something gotta give. You're working almost 80 hours at the bank, and we never see you. So what's up? So I didn't do anything in 2017. I didn't buy, I didn't invest. 2020, when the market crashed, I was buying crypto like it was going out of business. That's when I first that's when I first got it. That was my wake-up call.
Yeah. Yeah, you see it 1-2 times, and then you realize that you have to smarten up, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I want to ask you, when did you get it?
So kind of similar. I have been hearing about it and hearing about it. I had a little bit of more of a degen side where I like my casinos sometime. I like poker sometimes. I had started playing poker online. They made it to where it had became illegal to play with American dollars, but you could still play on some sites if you would transact in Bitcoin.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, so I won a tournament, won in Bitcoin, cashed out most of it. I'm just using centralized exchange, letting it sit on there. Decided to keep a couple $100 in there for the next time I was gonna play, and it was in I think that's 2017 where it ran up really big in December.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing this couple $100 turn into thousands of dollars.
Oh, wow.
and then I'm not selling, and then it starts to go down, and I'm asking my husband, I'm like, hey, what do I do? Do I sell it? Do I buy more? What do I do? Bought a little bit more. It completely crashed.
It did. Like, that's when it went to like 3K, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I was like, this Bitcoin, this volatility is not for me. I'm out.
Yeah.
So then I completely ignored it for the next few years. My husband, though, he was still very adamant that, you got to understand this cycle, right? What is this cycle, this up, down? And then the pandemic hit, where I come from a background of education. So the schools closed, we're sitting at home, trying to think, oh, what if my school closes like forever? What am I going to do? I start playing in stocks and options and things like that. But my husband is continuing to stack this crypto bag. And so
Oh,
that
smart
DeFi
man.
summer, yeah, that what we call DeFi summer.
Oh my God, it was
It just our
crazy.
portfolio just changed into something that I just never even thought was possible, like at
Yeah,
all.
DeFi summer
it was
opened
life
our
changing.
eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. And so one day he comes to me and he goes, "Hey babe, I know we've been talking about Ethereum a lot. That was going to be our baby, right? We were stacking Ethereum. We had some Bitcoin, but Ethereum and these other little coins, ERC20s under Ethereum." And he goes, "Hey, I all my Ethereum to Richard Hart." And I look at him and I'm like, who is Richard Hart? And why would we do that? Like, what do you mean give all your Ethereum? And what he was really talking about was this amplifier, right? This going into the amplifier for Hex. And when he actually explained to me what Hex was and how the T-share worked, to me, it was a better Bitcoin or a better Ethereum. I mean, not Ethereum because you couldn't I didn't think you could build underneath it. Now we know that you can build all kind of derivatives. But in my mind, it was just the idea of this yield, this safe yield, this smart contract where the code is immutable, nobody can touch it, but I could time lock it and get more coins daily. So, as a mom, as a planner, I'm thinking about birthdays. I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be great. I can do a birthday stake for when they turn 16 and get the car, and when they graduate high school, and then when they graduate college. So that understanding, that idea of this T-share building generational wealth for 15, 30 years down the road, that was my all in. So ever since then, I've just been 100% crypto, probably 95% of that Hex. I like to look at other coins, but Hex does it for me.
Well, let me just say that if you got in 2020, then you made a good bag of Hex.
Yeah.
One of our friends that I know he made 7 figures. Yeah, he did make 7 figures from Hex. So yeah, if you guys, the people who believed in it, I'm sure it paid off. Even though it's low, I mean, everything is low. 99% of the tokens are about what, 80% down right now.
Probably not Hex anymore. I'd have to check on the exact number, but I want to say in the last month, we're about 85% up. We are substantially up. Yeah, yeah.
Good.
I believe
so
we
whatever
bottomed out.
antics, whatever he pulls out, I mean, him with his Gucci bags and his shopping Prada and all his designer stuff. I hope it's helping. Maybe it's helping the ecosystem.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. And I think just the drama behind when Pulse Chain will launch, that making other big figures like Jack Levin say, I'm going to develop a chain. And then that puts a little bit more pressure, more competitive spirit on Richard to, update the community on what he's doing. And, I think V3 is around the corner.
I'm happy for you guys. I mean, it's worth the wait. You've been, you know, the community is ready. It should happen. So that's good. So yeah, that's interesting.
So I guess I have a follow-up question for you. Talking about these coins, do you kind of consider yourself like a maxi where you kind of hold still to those big boys, that Bitcoin, Ethereum, or do you believe in like a diversified portfolio?
I am more so like you are in terms of, I obviously, because we call Bitcoin the mother or the father. Without Bitcoin, we definitely wouldn't be having this conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I respect that fact, and I'm okay with Bitcoin as a little bit.
Yeah.
Ethereum is, I love Ethereum. But 70 or 80% of my portfolio is on my project.
No.
I've invested much of it on my project. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, then let's talk about that a little bit more. Let's hear about your project and the work that you've been doing in crypto. I know you work in the space pretty much full time, right?
Yeah. Thanks for that. I've been an advisor for a lot of NFT projects that have that did well. Was advising Boss Beauties from the start, like literally when they were getting into the space. They reached out to my family. My two daughters are actually involved in the space as well, Cynthia and Imani. Um, so we advised Boss Beauties, we advised Women and Weapons, we advised the Royals NFT, several NFT projects that have, are still here. We've advised. So apart from being in the NFT space, I am a DeFi girl. I just love DeFi. It's just maybe my finance background keeps pulling me right back into DeFi. But also the NFT space just alone is too much drama. Like literally, if they're not dragging someone one week, they're looking for someone to drag the next week, so so you're in this space, you're like, okay, first of all, you're like, okay, I'm getting too old for the, I'm already like, it's draining.
Yeah.
Who wants to, who's coming in and wants to be seen as the leader of the NFT community? That got old with me real quick. And
Yeah.
I put all my time into the DeFi space, because one of my friends who introduced me to more so into the NFT space. I mean, my daughters did, but he was really like diehard, buying the Bored Apes early 2021, way before we knew what a Bored Ape was. He was buying about 6-7 of them.
Wow.
He was telling us about oh, this is gonna blow up or this and that. But yeah, he made really good money, and he just cashed out end of 2021, which was really smart. Like he cashed out when Ethereum was at 4,500. So he was getting about probably $250,000 for his one NFTs. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was thinking, I was like, man, dude, you're crazy. Why are you selling now? Like, wait a bit. He's like, I think this is the top for a bit. He's very, he's one of those people who, like, when he tells you something, you gotta pay attention. Like, okay, listen to what he's saying, because he's been in the space since 2017. And so he told me this is going to be the top for a bit. The next top we're going to get is going to be in 2024. So I suggest you start selling. And I'm like, no, I don't think I'm ready to sell. So January happens last year. And, I noticed things are starting to change. The Evergrande, they default on their payments or whatever. China is already trying to tell us we can't mine Bitcoin in their country. And then the Kazakhstan says we can't mine Bitcoin in their country. Next thing you know, that already had started in 2020. So there were signs, 2021. There were signs in 2022 that things were going to take a shift. But I didn't even, everything caught me, even with the China war and Ukraine, I was still bullish. I was still holding on to my coins. I was still like, okay, I didn't start selling until May. And that's when Luna crashed. So I set aside funds for my project, thankfully, because then there was no other income, and you have developers you have to pay, you have a team you have to pay, and you're building sportsbook. I was building, I wanted to do something more so like what stake.com has. And since you're into poker and into, so you do understand. Yeah, when sports betting got legalized in the US, not too many Web3 projects. In fact, now no Web3 project wanted to get licensing in the US. And being who I am, I like to go after things that are difficult. I was like, okay, you know what? We were first a prediction pool where just people just go in and just do predict on the price of tokens. So I said, no, we're going to change this to sports. And then the community was hyped. Our token went, that January was last year, January. Our token went from literally $20 to $98. So
wow.
we've seen a high of $98. And so I knew, I was like, oh, there's something here, and I'm gonna continue building it. So when the summer came, we had done the pools, and they weren't the way I wanted them to be. So I was
Mhm.
like, oh man, I got with my team. I was like, we can't deliver this. Let's just do better, and do something much more exciting for the community. So that's when we decided to just go into getting licensing. We're already licensed in 5 states. It's going to be a daily fantasy. It's going to be sports book. I mean, we would like to do poker, but I know a project that did poker and didn't do too well in Web3. So yeah, I'll leave
Mhm.
poker to the Web2 folks. But yeah, right now we are still in the process of building, and I'm not rushing the build. We just launched a few pools, and we're getting feedback from the community. So and we have exciting partnerships. Also, we've sealed some exciting partnerships that we want to reveal this month. So yeah, things are doing well.
And is the token on Ethereum?
Actually, it was. I gotta tell you, we actually experienced bridge hack in November last year. So we're
Mm.
not on Ethereum anymore. I don't know if that's the light keeps flicking in and out. But yeah, no, we're now on Polygon. We intend to go on other chains. Maybe we
Like
should
post
try
chain.
Hex, right?
Post chain.
Right?
Yeah, V3 coming soon.
So yeah, how would that work though with pearls?
Say
Because
that
they
again.
don't, I mean the blockchain itself, they're saying it's gonna be better than Ethereum. Could you
Talk
give me
about it a
the
little bit.
technical aspect of how it's gonna be better than Ethereum?
Because it's
Technical
faster and
walkthrough.
cheaper. Yeah, I mean, the simplest answer is that it's faster and cheaper. It's a complete copy of the Ethereum network of ETH 2.0. So all your coins are already there. You don't have to, bridge your coins in or do anything. Like, you have a complete copy over on the Pulse chain. It's going to be faster and it's going to be cheaper. Instead of, our Gwei is just for Ethereum is crazy right now.
Yeah,
It's
it's crazy building anything on Ethereum. We want Ethereum and we couldn't even use the our pools on Ethereum. We had to get on Binance just to use the pools. But my
Mhm.
question to the Hex community, are there any projects so far that are hyped that have built on Hex?
Well, so it's not built on Hex because you have to remember that Hex is built on Ethereum.
Oh,
So
good.
there
Yeah.
will be a copy of Hex on Pulse Chain, just like all the other ERC20s. But Pulse Chain is the blockchain. And there are already over 150 projects that are committed to building on Pulse Chain. A lot of them already had working test nets when we have V2B. And as soon as V3 comes out, the latest edition of the testnet, I'm sure they'll all be on there as well.
So is it a layer? Is it like a Solana?
I'm not real familiar with Solana,
Mm-hmm.
so I can't really answer that.
It's layer 1, so it's built. It's like anyway, Polygon is layer 2. So someone said trust swap. I don't know what that was, but yeah. Solana is layer 1, so you build on Solana just like you would build on ETH.
Ethereum, yeah.
Yeah,
So it's a layer 1.
yeah.
Pulse Chain is a layer 1, and Pulse X is the DEX.
Oh, Pulse X is the DEX. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, okay, cool. Okay, and
Yep.
what is your token trading at today?
Hex.
Yeah,
Hex is at about 8.5 cents.
that's not bad because it
Oh,
was
it's
way down.
yeah. Here, let's bring it
Hey,
up.
Richard Hart sure knows how to get it trending on Twitter. I don't know how he
Like
does that.
like almost every time he posts an update, we got a green candle, and this is the monthly chart. So look
Mm,
how we've been over the last 3 months
yeah,
on a daily. Let's see, go out a little bit. My computer's a little slow when I'm screen sharing,
that's okay.
but yeah, as you can see, we
Yeah,
feel like we bottomed. right?
You have.
And, yeah, and now we're all the way up to 8.3.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. It's a good day to be in Hexaco.
Girl, that is so. I'm happy for you. You guys deserve that. There's another lady. I think her name is Sonia, who's also very pro. I think she comes to the conferences and she speaks for Hex. Have you met her?
Really?
Do you know her? I'll share her
No.
Twitter with you.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
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 So like when you're looking at, and I know you said that you're, kind of focused on your project right now, but I'm sure you kind of still hear about other projects coming out, and things that interest you. What are like those key principles or factors that you look at when you're, looking at a coin? Is this a good project? Should I get involved?
Yeah, so right now I do, because I'm advising other projects as well. So for example, right now Aptos, the blockchain, is very hyped. Sui is very hyped, and last year Sui, my daughter and our marketing team was helping, did actually did marketing for them for about eight months. So I'm very familiar with the team, and I think they are really going to do well when they go to mainnet. Those are projects, with that kind of growth that they've had, with even in the bear market, they are going to do well, because when look at the projects that did well DeFi summer. Those
Yeah.
projects didn't just start DeFi summer. Those
Right.
projects had been around, and they were catching a lot of fire when new people were coming into crypto, and they're like, oh, this is around. It's been around since 4 or 5 years, and so most of the projects that will do well are those that have defied this bear market. I can tell you, a lot of the projects that I thought would make it, they didn't. A lot of the founders that had come to us and said, hey, we need you, we need marketing help, we need this, they're gone. Their discords are empty.
Yeah.
So I would pay attention to all the projects that are still building, because the next bull market will be way better than what we've experienced before. You got to think about all the institutions that are coming in. You got to think about why Gary Gensler and Elizabeth Warren are so focused on getting this space, like pushed down back to oblivion, like go back,
So the scam narrative.
we're not ready. It's because the banks, the institutions know that if I was in banking still, and I put like I know my 401k, or my my husband's 401k, do you think you're gonna get a 2x in 5 years? You're not. You're not gonna get from 50,000 to 100,000 with maybe, I would say maybe 4 years if the economy is good. But the way the economy has been going, getting a 2x is very hard. But you go into crypto and you place your money in a project that you believe in, and it's tried and tested. What is a 2x? It's like chump change.
Yeah.
10x, You're like, okay, well, I just throw my money here because I know the founders, I know the team, I know they're building, I know they have the good security. I mean, the ecosystem has a good security integration. If you believe in a project like Hex, you're gonna come out way better than someone believing like, okay, old school, I'm just gonna leave my money where it is right now. It's safer. It's okay. FDIC is insuring up to 250K. I think the people who had millions in Silvergate or whatever, it's going to take them a minute to get their funds. I know that's what Biden is telling people so they can sleep well, but yeah, it's a whole story. It's a whole nother story altogether. So focusing on projects that are here, that are still building, that's what I would focus on.
And as someone who believes my mission is onboarding, right, bringing more people that look like me, that understand my mindset and what I want to do for the world, into crypto. And I think that we don't talk about self-custody enough, right? Too many people are just comfortable buying crypto on platforms like Robinhood. That's not buying crypto. That's, you know, just continuing to play this regular financial system
I don't
game.
think they get it though. Do they
No,
get it?
no, they
And I
don't.
love that you talk about self-custody because not too many people emphasize on that.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people, like when they get into crypto, like when Elon Musk was hyping Dogecoin, they were like, "Oh man, I got crypto." I'm like, "Where is it at?" "Oh, it's on
Robinhood.
it's on Robinhood."
Yep. Yeah, and then that's the same thing, and then they get wrecked because I remember I even did it, right? We were talking about DeFi summer. My husband, he was, you know, had his wallet, his ledger, he's doing all this stuff, and I'm over here playing with these options, and I'm hearing him talking about his green candles. I Doge and Shiv right here, you know, on the app. Well, as soon as you're in candles and you want to go and sell a little bit, what happens? They restrict your access. Oh, no trades at this time. Right. So then, you know, why are you even in the game if you can't make any money off the moves? So it's an issue
That's
that
the
we
thing.
have to push.
And also a lot of people don't understand that what happened in 2022 affected centralized exchanges. From a lot FTX, a lot of Voyager was Voyager, FTX,
Celsius,
and
Luna.
Celsius. Oh, those are all centralized exchanges. People don't understand that if you have your money off the centralized exchanges, you're not my daughter keeps getting in and out of, of the house. Sometimes I'm wondering, I want to tell her, "Hey, do you know I'm in a recording?" God. But so excuse me about that. But yeah, so a lot of people don't understand that your money is safer when you have it honestly, if you're really good with your with ledger, and you're not they're baby boomers, the board ape holders that have been, losing their clicking on links they have no business clicking on. Yeah, if you're a degen like yourself and you know what not to do, where you store your money, it's actually safer to me to have it than it personally in a bank. But I'm not telling anybody that. I'm just telling me and my family, like, my money is in my wallet.
Right.
Yeah.
Not financial advice, but
Yes, not financial advice. The 401k stays where it is, but what I need for day to day and everything else, like I swipe my Coinbase and my crypto.com card when I want to pay things on a daily. You know what I'm saying? So
I do as well. And I think that that's something that people don't talk about enough either, is that we have access to these debit cards, right? To be able to spend our crypto with places like crypto.com and Coinbase. That is not advising anyone to keep their crypto on there, but I definitely send, a couple $100 and put it on there to be able to spend it, not to be able to store it on there, but to be able to spend it. Right. And then what do you get in return? You get more crypto.
It is so cool. Like, you get, for example, if you go and spend $500, you're probably going to get 40, you're getting more benefit. A percentage incentives using your Coinbase or your crypto.com card than I use my regular banking card. When I found out about it in 2021, I haven't even looked back. I love it. I love the fact that you can use crypto. And I remember Warren Buffett and all these other older people were like, but who's gonna, like, you can't even use crypto to buy anything. I remember when they were saying that, what are you gonna use crypto for? Yeah. Well, dude, I go to the grocery store and I buy my salmon with crypto. Yeah. How does that work? I can explain it to you. Get your Coinbase card and your crypto.com card. That's how we be buying food.
Yeah, everything. That's how I buy everything. So.
Yeah.
100%. And I think that this kind of speaks to, a little bit why we've seen the numbers of women go up so much, right? we have busy lives, and unfortunately, sometimes if things require too many steps, we tend to push it to the side. Like, I can't deal with that right now. You got too much going on. Where's my app? Where's my easy to do
Yeah, yeah.
app? But what do you think? What do you think is like contributing to the rise of women in the crypto space over like the last 2 to 3 years?
As moms, we always, even I mean, your background is in education, right?
Yes.
Did you have a side gig while you had your full-time job?
Yes.
I think that's every mom, right?
Yes. 100%.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter what your career is. We always just love those side gigs because they're just a way not only to network and just fun, but I think everybody I know has sold Mary Kay, sold Herbalife, sold, they've sold something,
Yeah.
So it just happened that in 2020, after the pandemic, um, everybody's wondering, okay, well, what's the next side gig? Like, what else is gonna pay me 1,000? Like, you're looking and everything on YouTube, people are telling you, oh, how about sell courses? That's getting old. Well, how about do this, sell candles? Well, that's getting old. Hey, if I don't have to do anything, how about I just put a little bit in crypto or NFTs? 2021 hyped everybody to believe that they can do any art and sell it.
Yeah.
And that's their side gig right there.
Yeah.
So the reason we're saying, if the mothers were not talking about it, their husbands went home and told their moms, or someone in the family was bringing another person in because of the hype that the space was getting. And people were like, okay, so if people are making 10,000 off of one NFT, all I need is, I don't know why this light keeps flickering. All I need is just one NFT to be good. So mothers know where to go to get their bread.
Yeah.
The side gigs, that's what's bringing a lot of women in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're the biggest spenders.
We
So
are.
yeah, bringing
do.
women into the space. If I was like the HEX community, they're smart for doing what they're doing.
Yeah, I think we have one of the largest women communities in crypto.
And I love that.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, it's nice. It really is, because you always feel like you have somebody to talk to about, your decisions, right? A lot of times it's hard to go and watch some of the men streams or to talk to some of your, men counterparts because they just want to talk so technical, right? They want to explain the code, and then they want to explain all these TA, concepts and this ideology. And at the end of the day, like you said, I think for women, it's more of just a side job. Like it's not the main focus. So how can I make it easy? And I think that's what, draws so many women into HEX, because in crypto, you still have this idea or this mindset that you have to be a trader, right? That the only way that you can be successful is to buy low and sell high. And if you miss that opportunity to sell, or you make the wrong decision, then you can wreck yourself. Where HEX teaches the exact opposite. It's like, don't worry about, when you're buying, just continue to DCA regularly. So if you come in at this point and it drops, then buy more, accumulate more, so that your bag, you reduce your risk, right? And the fact that you're staking or mining, minting, whatever the new term is that that the SEC, right? Whatever the new word is that we're using, you are time locking it and you're earning more. So that's that passive mindset that I'm making money and I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting by waiting,
Yeah. So do you feel embraced by the community as a female? That's why you're getting a lot of females get into HEX?
I think so. I think that the community embraces it a lot. Women being vocal about it, talking about it, because they realize that we're the spenders. Like, not too many men, even husbands, will
Yeah.
go and make a huge purchase without running it by their wives first, right?
Correct.
Because they don't want to hear this afterwards.
Yeah, yeah.
You
That's
know,
true.
so it's like the more I can get my wife to be on board, the more, you know, successful, the more I'll be able to ape in, because that's really
Yes.
what it's about. I want to be able to throw it all in there.
Yeah.
And so that's what we focus on. We focus on building our communities of women where you can say, hey, there's no stupid questions in this private group, or, you know, we have our Zoom calls and you can ask your questions. I think that's really important in building a. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. My internet was freezing up. So one thing I wanted to say, I mean, regarding the community, I think community is what makes or breaks a token.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I see it, especially for, and I would love to, you know, have a community that's that engaged. I need to know how we can get, because I mean, Hex, you don't even have to tell them, hey, Richard's on Twitter. They be, I don't know how you guys be knowing this man just tweeted, like everybody floods, like you watch his tweets or what?
Yeah.
And for you to be doing this, and your husband introduced you to the platform, so you didn't find out about Hex, your husband found out about Hex. But now I don't know if he does live streams, but now you're the one who's championing the cause and letting more people know about this. That just lets you know, when women know about something, we be spreading it to the whole world.
So the world, right? Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's why we need more women, and that's why we embrace women in the space. Like, we can shout it to the to the rooftops and let everybody know about it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because I think for men, sometimes it's still a little bit of ego, right? That I became successful this way, and they want their success before they go sharing it. But for us, it's like, I got the tea, girl. Like, do you know that this coin is taking me to the
tell
moon?
it. Yeah. You like calling your sisters. I called my siblings in 2021, right before things started getting. I mean, I set them up with MetaMask. I was like, listen. And my sister, my older sister, who's a nurse, I think she makes good money, but she was like, can we get that 2021 all-time high like we did? Because I saw the most money I've ever seen in my life. I want to see that again. And most of us were caught unaware, so we didn't sell at the top. You know, like, as you say, DCA, buy when it's low, and at the top, you know, sell a bit so you can get, you know, money when you know, when it goes down. But we didn't do that. So she was one of those who's like, why were you telling us not to sell at the I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that next time. Next time I'll let you know, hey, you sell and put your 10,000-20,000 aside so you can be buying stuff with it, you know. Don't let it get you, like, literally. I saw, and I was one of those, you see this almost, I mean, I got close to what, 600,000. That was the highest my wallet got, and I was so excited. I don't even remember thinking I want to sell. Can you believe it? That was so dumb. Like, why?
Yeah, because it's like you're in this sense of euphoria. I remember the same. You know, Hex went up to 50 cents, and I was so excited. My husband makes Hex music, right? I don't know if you've heard any of his songs, but that was kind of what got me. Yeah, that's kind of what like got me excited to be, you know, active in the community. Yeah. And so there was, I'm watching the chart, I'm seeing it go up to 50. And my only concern was that as soon as it hits 50, that we can drop our song called $50 or something like that. It was called, right? Like, that was, I'm not thinking about selling. I'm just like, yes, we're going to the moon. We got our 50 cents track. Then it's $1 track. Then it's $5. It's like, all you think is like, you know, it's never going to stop. Yeah, and you're not thinking about the principles, right? Of knowing that we are in market cycles, and that what goes up must come down.
We did not we didn't even think like that. We were just like, oh wow, can't wait for it to 600K to turn to 1.2.
Yep. Another
Yeah.
double. Yeah. So you have to learn from these lessons and you have to share the information.
Yeah, that's true. And actually, now that we're speaking about that, before Terra crashed, I don't know if you remember, but 2021 December, everybody was saying if you're not in Terra or you're not you're crazy.
Yeah, everybody
everybody I knew. There's one of my friends. He was actually featured on the New York Times, and he had made. I think maybe more than he had made more than 2M, but he wasn't selling like. If you make 2M, honestly, I'm selling 1M. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He didn't want to sell much, but he did end up. What he was so lucky. He had invested in Terra, and he had invested in was it Shiba
Mm-hmm.
in 2020. So Shiba made him a millionaire. So he was twice millionaire. He sold SHIB and then he built a house, which was smart, but he didn't touch any of his lunar. And last year was just so sad when it crashed, because I was thinking about him, and he was like, he didn't want to sell because he knew it was gonna go over $100. It was like it had gone over 100 actually, but he knew it would be more like 300, but when I had to reach out to him when everything went down, like, are you okay? Because this would mentally affect people, but he recovered real easily. But that's what I'm saying. When it's at the top and you have the hinge, sell it when you can. And we're not saying sell all. I mean,
DCA out
expenses for your family.
Yeah, just the way you DCA in, DCA out. As you're going to the top, pull 5% out, pull 10% out, pull whatever you need to pull out, to know that you are taking care of your family. The worst thing that you can do is see all of these and then they all go away to the point to where now you're forced to sell at the bottom because you need money.
I know.
Right? That is the worst thing that's the worst position you can put yourself in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that. That happened. I don't know if you remember, but 2020 was also hyped. December 20. So 2020 was just a hype year. Yeah. I don't know if it was because it was an election year.
Stuck in the house.
Yeah, like I'm waiting for 2024. Like, God, please let 2020. Towards the end, in terms for crypto, like summer to December was just everything to the moon. I remember sitting down with my daughter. Her friend had introduced her to a token. Literally, that token in 24 hours, one night, went from probably $20 to $300. The wallet was good. That wallet kept increasing, and we were like, "This is crazy! This is crazy! This is crazy! This is crazy!" Like up to, we didn't even know. We were like, "There's no way." The Zerion wallet went probably from 10 to 100K in 24 hours, and I was like, "Yikes! This is crypto! Oh man, I'm loving it." But yeah, that's just so that moments like that will repeat themselves. But these people had been holding this token for a bit. So as we DCA in, we need to know when to DCA out. I don't know, and my daughter didn't actually. But again, these are the talks that we're having now. Like, okay, next time those moments come, let's DCA out.
Yep. We need to have more talks like this. We really do. Just
those are fun. Yeah, they're really fun.
Our plane.
yes, for sure.
So you say you have a lot of background in the NFT space, and that's something that I have like no real background in. I see the JPEGs, I see other projects, but where do you think this space is going? Do you think that The NFTs of yesteryear will be back viable in this next bull run, or it's about new projects or more utility possibly? Where do you think?
One of the main things that's gonna onboard a lot more users, the easiest things like is NFTs. If you start explaining to someone DeFi, they're gonna be like, okay, I have to get this, I have to get that. They don't get it unless you've been in a community like yours, or around a community that's helpful and can help you get into DeFi.
Yeah.
But NFTs are going to is mass adoption. Countries right now are adopting NFTs. The California, was it the DMV now is asking people, the blockchain, they're integrating blockchain. Sooner or later, these things are going to be NFTs. Real estate's going to be in an NFT. I just think right now, even the early NFTs, like it wasn't the ape. What is that? The punk, the CryptoPunk. CryptoPunk's been around for what, since 2017, or for longer. Nobody was talking about that punk until 2021. The hype had died down. He was selling for $30. I was told about CryptoPunk in 2020, and I was like, I don't even think I want to spend $100 on that. Why?
Yeah.
Next thing I know, it was 100 ETH, and I'm like, why? So those NFT projects that are still building, I think there are some which are still doing really, really good. I think Boss Beauties is one of them, matter of fact. I was the advisor. I'm still good friends with the team, but all I can say is that projects like that and a lot of other projects that are building, in 5, maybe we might not see it right at the beginning of 2024 early bull market, but as we progress, people are going to start looking for those NFTs that started the NFT hype. So people are going to be looking for NFTs that were created around end of 2020, 2021. Yeah. So yeah, NFTs is going to bring some hype to the community, or not even hype, just onboarding new users,
entrants. I think that the younger demographics, it speaks to them a little bit more. They grew up in a highly digital world where they need a lot of stimulation, right? So they like images and videos. NFTs are doing all kinds of amazing things. I'm seeing a lot of peer-to-peer games now that are utilizing NFTs. I think that gaming has the potential to really take crypto to the next level. I feel like that market already understands digital currency, right? They pay to buy guns and skins and things within the game. So
they're
for
used
that
to
to
spending money.
for that to actually hold more value, like value that you can easily transfer and trade, I think that has a lot of potential. So yeah, I look forward to the future. I think the future is really bright, and we're in a really good position to be in this space.
Yeah, we're gonna get over this, and a lot of people are saying we're going to probably get into a bull market next year, but I see it happening sooner than next year. So if anybody's been accumulating, just keep accumulating, keep doing what we do. This is a new technology. I mean, the dollar bill has been around for over 100 years. It's time for space with another. We're not saying get rid of the dollar bill. I mean, they didn't get rid of gold when the dollar bill was introduced. It's just that they had some pain points, whereas people are now being told, okay, now instead of using gold and silver, you got to pay me with a piece of paper. And this piece of paper is coming from the Federal Reserve. So it's money. It's you can exchange your cow and your goat and your whatever we're buying to trade. Now give me this piece of paper. The same thing we're trying to do right now is explain this asset class that is crypto. Is that it's new, and we understand people don't get it. We know that you don't get it, but we're telling you it took the dollar or the currency, the paper currency, maybe 30 years before they were like, okay, we're not using gold, we're getting used to this. We're just at the beginning of, we're like what, 14 years into Bitcoin or 13 years into Bitcoin, so we're having those you know, the bath, the baby, you know, the baby, no, the bath pains are already done. The baby's already out. So right now we're just having the growth pains. That's what we're going through. But
Mm.
once that baby starts walking, that baby be taking off. You've had, you know, our 2-year-old, 3-year-old. When they start walking and running, they're on their own. They're like, we grown. So that's where we want Bitcoin and crypto to get. When we get rid of the scams and we educate people about this new technology, then we don't need to be sitting by. It's going to take off on its own.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So this conversation was probably one of my most enjoyable conversations.
Oh, wow. I'm
Very, very
glad. I'm
nice to
glad.
talk to
Thank you. Thank you.
So before we wrap up here, though, I want to give you an opportunity to share what you have going on. I know I saw a post about you presenting at NFT Miami. I think that's very interesting. If you want to just share that information a little bit, and then where people can find you on social media.
Thank you so much. And again, I appreciate you inviting me to your community. Hopefully, one day I'll be thinking about maybe sooner about building my sports betting platform on Hex on
On
Pulse.
Pulse Chain,
Yeah,
yeah.
Pulse Chain. Yeah, so I'm really picky with conferences. There are, if I went to NFT NYC last year, this year I'm skipping it, or mainly because there's only so much interaction, or you know, what is it called? Not interaction, networking you can do. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You have to pick the ones that you know. Okay, if I go here, I'm going to meet and do this. So anyway, Miami NFT week is coming up on the 31st of this month to the 2nd of April. I'm going to be speaking on there, and I'm always on Twitter. I love Twitter. My daughters had told me, Mom, you'll never get you never get into Twitter like. But back 7-8 years ago, when I told them, hey, can you please help me get a Twitter account? Well, like, no, it's not for you. You'll never get it. Now I'm on Twitter more than them. So yeah.
You have built an amazing following on Twitter.
Thank
I don't
you.
know how you've done it. It is incredible.
Only God, because I don't even know myself. When my post went viral twice, and it's just stuff I wake up and say. I guess
Yeah.
people like to,
Yeah.
associate with a mom who's just thinking and typing about crypto. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's all God, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. Blessings and blessings and blessings. I love
Blessings
it.
and blessings. Amen to that.
Yes. So thanks again for your time. I don't want to hold you. I know that you have a busy day.
Thank you.
Just a couple updates for you guys out there. I am now officially joining the team for RG3's US crypto tour. More information will be coming out about that very, very soon.
That is awesome. And I didn't know he was having a crypto tour, but one of his college mates wanted to do a documentary, wanted us to help with his documentary, and RG3 was supposed to be in that. So give him a shout out. I was probably gonna meet him then, but you never know. The world is small.
The
Enjoy
world is
that.
small, and RG's a great guy, easy to talk to, easy to get in contact with you. So I can help put that together, no problem.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. My marketing company was into helping early filmmakers. That was back in 2017, 18, 19. But now we're since only focused on crypto. So yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Congratulations, I have to say. You go on
Thank
that
you.
crypto tour and let me know what people in the community are saying. If we can help them explain, educate about this technology that is going to change lives, always
Absolutely.
give me a shout out.
Yeah, this is actually my second tour. I went on tour last year with the Kryptosparbuch team, and we
Oh,
did 43 cities in 6 months.
wow, you're so strong.
It
Your
was,
kids must be older if you're gone that
yeah.
much.
So, well, my oldest is 6. Yeah, I took 6 months and went on tour and did that tour. I am blessed to have a very supportive, very wonderful husband at home. So he stayed home with the kids, and then they came on tour a few times, and I would
Oh,
come back
nice.
and things like that. So that was very taxing. I probably won't ever do one like that again. RG's tour is much easier. It is just
good.
1 weekend a month. So we
Oh,
fly
good.
in and fly out.
Okay.
So I'm definitely looking forward to that, because for me, it's about education. It's about teaching.
That's
and
all.
Sometimes
Education.
people need to reach out and touch people, right?
Yes,
like
for
being
sure.
online, it can still have that feeling like it's a scam. It's an underground world,
Yeah.
shady people, all
They
that.
want to see a face with,
Yep.
okay, this we can associate this person with crypto, and we know they're real. So
Yep.
yeah, if you're in Texas, just holler at me. Maybe Houston, Austin, those are near cities that I can definitely meet you all at. Yeah. So
Nice.
definitely.
Perfect. So I'll chat with you just in a second in the green room, just for a couple minutes. But
Okay,
for all you guys out
sounds
there,
good.
goodbye.
Thank you
Have a
guys.
wonderful day.